Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Elson, and Jay and Father Reed unfortunately are not with us today, but we have Bonnie Rogers joining us, and she's going to tell us about two great guests on the show today. Bonnie?
I am, Kevin, and I'm glad to be here. We have two wonderful guests. Rob Kaczmark is here from Spirit Juice Studios, and our good friend Tim Horahan is back to talk about the wonderful work at St. Mary's Parish in Westfield, Massachusetts.
It's going to be a great show. Please stay with us. This is The Day starts right now. Right now, we have joining us is Rob Kaczmark of Spirit Juice Studios, who's here to tell us about his inspiring new film, pro-life film, To Be Born. And we're happy to have you here, Rob. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
If you could start off by telling us what made you decide to do the film, To Be Born.
Sure. Well, I was approached by Father Stephen Lesniewski. He's the executive producer for the film. And what it is he's been doing pro-life ministry for over 20 years, and the past 10 years he's used this. It's called A Letter from an Aborted Child. And it's a pretty graphic description from the child's point of view of what goes on during the abortion. And so he's used this for 10 years outside of clinics, and he claims that over 500 babies were saved from it. And so he wanted to do something on a bigger level and make a film. So he approached Spirit Juice Studios to create it, and so I took the role in as director, and it was, an issue that initially I think I would consider myself, just sort of an average Catholic. I knew, abortion was wrong, but I didn't really know exactly, all the details of it. And so as I really started making the film, I learned just the horrors of it. And Father Stephen actually recommended to watch this video, which was literally just a medical procedure of an abortion. He's like, this is what it is. You could check it out. And it shocked me beyond belief, and so much so that I felt the need to, when creating this film, to really show the emotional insanity of what goes on when during that procedure. And so we've created a very strong piece. I say that, and we've had a lot of flack from this film. We've had a lot of people that like it, but we've had a good amount of people that say this is very intense. And I think we kind of went into that knowing that. I mean, you don't make a film on abortion that everyone's going to like. It's just not an easy subject to talk about.
Yeah.
Rob, the young woman in the film is seeking an abortion, and as you said, the movie is very graphic, as is the procedure. And Father Steve's work is certainly well known in this regard. But how do you see the film as saving lives and preventing abortions?
Well, God's grace is pretty remarkable. It was starting to save lives even before it was finished. When you're making a film, you go through several rough cuts, and so as I would complete these different rough cuts, I'd give them to Father Stephen, and I'd be like, okay, make sure you don't show these to anyone. He's like, okay. And then he'd come back and be like, okay, I'm sorry, I showed it to someone, but this woman, she was going to have an abortion, and I showed it to her, and now she's not going to have it. I'm like, all right, well, that's okay, And so he's been, it's already saved lives before it was even finished. I know he continues to go in front of these clinics every day, and every time I talk to him, there's another story of someone else that that watches film that decided to keep their baby. I don't have a tally of how many as of right now, but I know it's definitely saved some lives.
You talked a little bit, Rob, at the beginning, too, about how you would just, regular Catholic, but so talk about the experience of doing this film and going through this process and what it has done with you and your faith life and what you hope to bring to people who actually watch the film.
Sure, yeah, it really did a lot in my life as far as, when you're making something like this, you really need to you need to educate yourself as much as you can. So you can, execute it properly. And so, I learned just not only all the medical side of things and all the different types of procedures, but, just the business side of abortion. And there's just so much money that's the reason, abortion isn't going away just because, it's wrong. There's so much money involved in it, and there's just so many, it's a horrible, horrible thing that, I've become so passionate about for making this in the sense that, I don't know, it's a very strong issue to me, and I think that, this film could help show people, the reality of what actually goes on, during the abortion and during the procedure, and it's not something that's just you're in and out sort of thing. It's a horrible experience for the woman and obviously for the child. I mean, they're being dismembered, and it's pretty bad. And I'm not really I'm more of a lighter, happy, kind of go lucky guy, and so this sort of thing is a bit of a darker side to kind of show.
Absolutely. The procedure is really horrifying, and certainly people don't know from mainstream media just what a devastating experience it can be. But on a lighter note, you're very active in certainly social media, and we have one of the winners of your recent Twitter contest, Tim Horahan, is with us, and he won a Spirit Juice prize.
That's right,
so you're very active in that arena as well. So tell us, where can people learn more about the film and Spirit Juice Studios?
Sure. You can learn more about To Be Born at tobeborn.com. You can watch the film for free online, see all the behind-the-scenes footage, order a DVD. If you want to learn more about Spirit Juice Studios, which is, I work there, I'm the production manager. It's a Catholic production company. You go to spiritjuicestudios.com.
That's great. Thanks so much for your time, Rob. We love your work, and we look forward to seeing you at the Catholic New Media Convention. And we're going to turn it over to Kevin now for the news. Take care, Rob.